Okay, this is part two of the derivative. I'm going to leave this last example that we did in part one up because it's, I think I rushed it. I know I rushed it. Okay, so you do have to, before you can apply the power rule, you have to make sure that you're set up to do so. Okay, so I couldn't do the power rule here when it's written as a binomial squared. So we FOILed it out and then we could, right? 4 times 16, 1 less than 4, 3 times 24, 1 less than 3, 2 times 9, 1 less than 2. Okay, so just make sure you rewrite as a sum or a difference. The next, to find h prime of t here, again, we have to set ourselves up. Don't jump right into the derivative. Take a second, look at your function. I'm going to rewrite this. This is fine. Negative 3t squared is great. I can't take the derivative of a radical, but I can if I rewrite it in exponent form. Okay, I can't take the derivative of a quotient, but I can if I rewrite it in negative exponent form. Okay, now I set myself up. Taking the derivative will not be difficult. 2 times negative 3, 1 less than 2 is my new exponent. 1/2 times 2 is 1. 1 less than a half is negative a half. Negative 4 times 5, negative 20. 1 less than negative 4 is negative 5. And what's the derivative of a constant? Yep, 0. So again, that would be fine. You can let it like that. Unless they specify that they want their answer with positive exponents, then I would have to write 1 over t to the 1/2 minus 20 over t to the 5th. And maybe even this 1/2 I would write as square root of t. Okay? All right, so let's apply this to you guys, you business majors going out in the world. Suppose that the total cost in hundreds of dollars to produce X thousand barrels of a beverage, you pick the beverage, is given by this. Okay, this is the total cost. Find the marginal cost for the following values of X. X equals 5. Guys, you're going to have to know that marginal cost means find the derivative. They're not going to always say find the derivative. Okay, so we find the derivative. 2 times 4 is 8x. And this is just plus 100, right? 1 times 100 is 100. 1 minus 1 is 0. X of 0 is 1. The derivative of 500 is 0. The derivative of a constant is 0. So here's my marginal cost function. Okay, they wanted to know what's the marginal cost right when x is 5. Well, you guessed it. You just stick 5 in for x. 8 times 5 is 40. 100 plus 40 is 140. So what does this mean? They'll ask you that in my math lab. You'll see that, what does this mean? After 5,000 barrels of the beverage have been produced, the cost to produce 1,000 more will be approximately $140, $100, which we would call $14,000. Okay, the reason remember, it's the total cost in hundreds of dollars. So whatever answer we get is in hundreds of dollars. If I got 7, the answer would be $700. We got 140, so it's $140, which add 2 zeros there, okay? 14,000. Okay, and they also said in the problem to produce X thousand barrels. So if X is 2, that's 2,000 barrels. We are saying X is 5, so we're talking about 5,000 barrels. X represents 1,000 barrels. So after 5,000 barrels of a beverage have been produced, the cost to produce 1,000 more will be approximately $14,000. Okay, that's the marginal cost. Okay, the instantaneous rate of change. How is this cost changing? How fast is the cost changing at the instant when X is 5, at the instant when we produced 5,000 barrels. Okay, that's why understanding that limit and showing you the limit first is so important. So you actually understand what you're doing, that this is an instantaneous rate of change. Is that all? Why does it say A? I feel like there's a B. I guess not. I don't know. Okay. The demand function in dollars for a certain product is this. Okay, where the quantity is, between 0 and 50,000. Find the marginal revenue. Okay, when Q is 10,000 units, the marginal revenue. I don't even have the revenue function. Do you remember how to find revenue? Revenue is price times quantity. Okay, if I'm charging $10 per item that I'm selling and I sell 5 items, my revenue is $50. I take price times quantity. Okay, so that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to take price, 50,000 minus Q over 25,000. That's my price, times quantity. That's just Q. Q is the quantity. Okay, so I take Q times P. I take Q times this. All right, so we're going to have to simplify that a little bit. Okay, I'm going to distribute my Q through. So that's 5,000 Q minus Q squared, still over the 25,000. I can't take the derivative of that yet. They want marginal revenue. So I know they want the derivative of the revenue function that we just came up with. I'm going to have to divide 25,000 into, rewrite this so I can write it as a sum or a difference. 50,000 divided by 25,000 is 2. So that's the 2Q minus 125,000th Q squared. Okay, we put the 25,000 under each of these. Now I'm set up to take the derivative. 1 times 2 is 2. So I have 2 Q to the 0. So that's just 2 minus 2 over 25,000 Q. Q to the first, right? So 2 minus 2 over 25,000 Q. When Q is 10,000, is that what we wanted? Yes. Find the marginal revenue when Q is 10,000. So when Q is 10,000, I just stick 10,000 in for Q. So 2 minus 2 25,000ths times 10,000, I get 1.2, which is $1.20. Revenue is money. Okay, so $1.20 per unit. Thus, the next item sold at a sales of 10,000. Okay, at 10,000, once I'm up to selling that quantity, then the next item sold will produce an additional revenue of about $1.20. That's the instantaneous rate of change. Right at that instant, right when I sold 10,000 items, then my revenue is changing at $1.20 per item. Okay, I'm getting about $1.20 per every item I sell, at that instant. Now it'll change as you sell more items. Okay, but right at 10,000, that's the marginal revenue. That's what that means. Oh, I just wrote this here because I think in the homework, there's some problems where they ask for marginal profit. And just remember to take the revenue function minus the cost function. The cost function will usually be given to you. The revenue function usually isn't. It's given to you as a demand, as the price. Okay, it's given to you as a price in terms of the quantity. So to find the revenue, you will probably have to take Q times P. And then to find the profit, you have to take this revenue function minus whatever the cost function is. Okay, remember we did that before. Just recall that. All right, gang, that's it. That's 4-1. And so good luck on the homework in my math lab. All right, see you in class.